What's up, guys? Chase Oliver here, bringing you my Impact Wrestling review for August 7th, 2014. Hashtag it happens. What did I think about it? Find out in this review. So we kicked off Impact with the Monsters Ball match between Abyss and Bram. And I'm just saying to myself, wait a minute. Why? Well, why is this match a Monsters Ball match? This match has no right to be in a Monsters Ball match. I know a lot of you guys will probably say, well, Chase, don't nitpick. This was a good match. It was a good match. I'm not going to deny that shit. It was probably one of the better matches of the night, but this is just stupid. Why have a Monsters Ball match? It's like every week when I've been watching TNA as of late, it just seems like they can't just have a normal match. Destination X was the last time I've been watching TNA where it's just a normal match. No, it's always a hardcore match here, a street fight there, a balls count anywhere here. And Monsters Ball is one of TNA's, matches that they created back in Victory Road 04. And this match has always been featured on big-time shows, big-time pay-per-views. It used to be a staple every year for Bound for Glory. You would get a Monsters Ball match. And then what they would do with the participants is that they would do storyline-wise, they wouldn't eat, they wouldn't sleep. They would be locked up in this, chamber for 24 hours. And then afterwards, they would be released for the Monster Balls match. That's how they used to book Monsters Ball back in the day, people. That's my problem with it. I mean, a Monsters Ball match, there's good story in it. There's a reason why they have these matches. But, you're kicking off Impact with a Monsters Ball match between Abyss and Bram. Why? This feud doesn't deserve a Monsters Ball match right away. I mean, sure, if you want to just do a simple tables match or a Janice match, whoever gets hit with Janice first match, sure. But a Monsters Ball? Really? Way to delude one of your actually good ideas, TNA. It doesn't surprise me, though, because TNA has been doing that in the past. Match was good. Bram wins. Right guy goes over. Can't complain. Is this the end of the feud? God, I hope so, because I could care less of seeing Abyss wrestle, and I don't really like Bram all that much. I mean, look at Magnus. He's just out there doing nothing. Come on, TNA. Bobby Roode once again is a highlight for Impact Wrestling. Gee, what a surprise. And I liked how they introduced Destroyer Lashley, MVP, and Kenny King, all those fly honeys next to them. I really liked that. I felt MVP did a good job here. I felt Bobby Roode did a good job here. I really liked the talking points that both men had going at it. I mean, Bobby Roode, if you look at it, he does make sense as being the guy who should be next in line for the World Heavyweight title. I mean, he recently defeated MVP on Impact in the Falls Count Anywhere match. It ties into the Bobby Roode and MVP feud. The animosity that Bobby Roode has with MVP for suspending him. So, you know what? I like this. I like the progression that they're going with it. When will they do the Bobby Roode and Lashley match? I hope it's not on a random Impact. I hope it's a big deal Impact. There are no surrenders or hardcore justice. That's just me. But I cannot wait to see the Bobby Roode and Lashley match. And I liked how the babyfaces helped clean house. Kenny King started attack before Bobby Roode was making a really good point about how MVP is just probably using the Destroyer Lashley. Kenny King attacked for Bobby Roode. Faces clean house. And then apparently we're going to have a big 6-man tag match next week on Impact, which I'm totally fine with. So overall, I felt this segment was good and effective for what it was. I'm sorry, I can't get into this Mr. Anderson and Samuel Shaw and Gunner feud. I just can't. The bromans beat them in a lucky win. The bromans, what are you all doing with the bromans? They're actually entertaining and funny, and y'all just making them, wastes of space. They're just there. If you see the bromans, it's either two results. Oh, they're going to job out in this match. Oh, they're going to win this match and then don't do shit all afterwards. I mean, ever since their feud with the Wolves, the bromans have just been really irrelevant to TNA Wrestling. But in all honesty, I just don't get what they're trying to do with Anderson and Shaw. I don't get where this is leading to. It's kind of an interesting dynamic, Samuel Shaw being a little bitch, trying to be a nice guy, saying, I have changed, I just want your respect. And, some people could probably relate to this feud, I guess, but I'm just not feeling it, nor do I care what happens at the end of the day with it. Bromans beat Anderson, Shaw, and Gunner, and that's just pretty much all I got to say about it. The Hardcore War match, let me just say this, I thought that shit was disappointing beyond all belief. I don't care what you say about it, I just thought it was disappointing. Just watching it, I was just sitting there pretty much not really caring all that much, and I felt some of the execution by these guys were just lazy. It was just such a lazy Hardcore War match. I felt the Monsters Ball was a better Hardcore match earlier in the night, that's for sure, and it was all right. It was cool seeing Al Snow again, and I will say the crowd was definitely hot for this match, so I can't deny that factor, but it was just an all right match, and I could really care less about the whole Hardcore War thing and the whole Dixie Carter thing. And don't worry, I'll talk about what happened at the end of the show. Hashtag it happens. It was shoved down our throats throughout the whole fucking night. So whatever, it is what it is. But the Hardcore War match, it was just not that good. It was okay. It was definitely watchable, but not really that good of a match, in my personal opinion. I love James Storm and Sanada. This is a great pairing. Thank you, TNA. Because let's face it, Sanada's boring. There's nothing interesting about Sanada. And you pair him with someone who can talk, someone who's actually an entertaining character for you. So for so many years in James Storm, it works. Thank you, TNA. I am loving this. And for all these people that are like, I don't get it. Well, maybe you should learn some redneck culture. Maybe you should understand that sometimes you just got to beat someone up so that way they can respect you and so that way they can get tougher. It's old school hard knocks lessons that James Storm is teaching Sanada. The legend, the Tennessee Cowboy, James Storm. I love it. The beautiful people came out to cut their wonderful promo and make their big announcement, and they are just mad about Taryn Terrell. Taryn Terrell comes out, says that she respects Gail, and she's never held the Knockouts title. And then out comes Gail Kim, and she announces that big blockbuster, we're going to have a four-way to see who the best knockout of all time is. Oh, God, man. I'll give TNA this. They did give the Knockouts a promo segment, but it wasn't an interesting one. It wasn't entertaining. Nothing good led to it. It was just kind of like, it was just there. It was just like, hey, we got to announce a big match for next week's Impact. It was just there. There was nothing really entertaining about this. There was nothing that was making me be like, ooh, I can't wait for this Fatal 4-Way next week. It was just kind of whatever, babyface post-match beatdown. Yeah. You know, I guess it could be a good Fatal 4-Way for next week, but TNA didn't really do a good job of saying, yeah, I can't wait to see this match. It was a weak beatdown by both women. Like, it looked really bad, in my personal opinion. And honestly, if you're Taryn Terrell, and I get it, you mutually respect Gail Kim, but why would you be celebrating with her in the middle of the ring clapping like this? Like, seriously, wouldn't you want to just beat down Gail Kim and just prove a point that you're going to be the Knockouts champion? I mean, common logic in wrestling. I guess sometimes it's lost. Overall, just a decent segment. The Exhibition 3-Way was very solid between Samoa Joe, Low Ki, and Sanada. You know, really, to be honest, I was kind of disappointed by Sanada in this match. I didn't really feel like he brought a whole lot to the match itself, but it was all right. It was a solid matchup between these three guys. Not really a great exhibition match. It was cool to see Joe fly through the ropes again. That's really all I got to say about the spots in the match. But Samoa Joe winning, it's like I said in the Destination X review. I don't know if I should be happy that Joe's getting another shot at the X Division title and he's being pushed like this, or pissed off that he's back in the X Division. I don't know how I should feel. Sanada takes the fall here after he taps out because, oh, we can't have Low Ki lose. Oh, no, we got to build up for that big Samoa Joe and Low Ki match. I know a lot of people would be excited for Joe and Low Ki, but in all honesty, I watched Joe and Low Ki when Low Ki was known as Senshi many, many years ago in TNA, and that was a great match. Low Ki today and Samoa Joe today, it could be a great match. I won't deny it, but I'm not really that excited for it, that's for sure. I mean, you know, Sanada's one of your younger guys in the X Division, someone that you look to build up for the future. Why not have Low Ki take the fall here and then build up a Sanada and Joe match for the future? Feature Sanada as a big deal in the X Division. This is why James Storm chose Sanada as his apprentice. So, I don't know. That's just me thinking here. But it is what it is. Samoa Joe's the new X Division champion. Maybe further down the line, the more Impacts I watch, I'll see if I love it or if I hate it. But congratulations to Samoa Joe, I guess. Solid X Division triple threat. It happened! Woohoo! Dixie Carter went through a fucking table. As for the promo segment beforehand, it was stupid. It was dumb. Dixie's like, oh, I'm going to fire you two. You two don't protect the high-cost superstar TNA. Get away from me, Ryklon and Snitsky. You're gone. I got Chemo and Ethan Carter and Rhino and Rockstar Spud. They failed me too, but I'm blaming you two the most because we don't have money in our bank accounts to pay you two. Like, seriously, what the fuck was this shit? Oh my god, Dixie talked way too fucking much. And then afterwards, out came Bully Ray, Devon, and Tommy fucking Dreamer, cutting a promo with the table at hand. And then all of a sudden, Tommy Dreamer gets knocked out by King Mo, and a legit MMA fighter in King Mo can get his ass kicked by Bully fucking Ray. Oh, that's fucking believable. Fuck off. I was already pissed off at this segment. And then Dixie Carter had a chance to run away, but instead she was just like, oh my god. Oh my gosh, they got knocked down. Oh my god. And then Rockstar Spud saved her. And then this was just something that Jeff Jarrett would fucking book for himself. for a great moment for him to fucking glory hog in. Oh my god. So when Dixie and Rockstar Spud look like, oh, they're done, they're not going to go through the fucking table, out comes the whole TNA roster, baby. And this was something I was picturing in my head. Jeff Jarrett would have fucking done this with himself. Jeff Jarrett would have made this like a huge fucking deal where the whole TNA roster would have to force him back into the ring just so he could get powerbombed through a table. I would just know it. And Dixie Carter did the same shit and it pissed me off. I was just like, fuck this. I seriously was just like that. Fuck this. Is it a great moment for TNA? Yeah, cool. Dixie Carter goes through the table. But here's my question. What the fuck does Dixie Carter bring to TNA TV? She brought absolutely fucking nothing. Absolutely nothing. She had no power. She had no authority. All she was TNA president with no fucking power. And we just wanted to powerbomb her through a fucking table. And it wasn't like it was a TNA original who did it. It wasn't an AJ Styles who you would think like, oh, that would make perfect storyline sense if, like, let's say if AJ Styles came back just for this one night, just a Styles clasher through the table. Oh, that would make sense. Or maybe a Bobby Roode for all the years of mistreating him. Or a James Storm and all that other stuff. No, it's a fucking Bully Ray. All the TNA guys surrounding the ring. This just pissed me off, dude. As a longtime TNA fan, for many of you guys that probably have just watched TNA since like 2009 and all that shit, and or 2010ers, you guys are the 2010ers that came in because Hulk Hogan was coming to the company, brawler, and you wanted to check out what this Impact Wrestling is about, and that's when you became a TNA fan. I can understand if you like this moment. I get it. I get it if you're just someone who hates Dixie Carter, and no matter how bad a storyline is, you're just going to accept the fact that she went through a table and you liked it. That's good for you. But for me, as a longtime TNA fan that bought their shitty weekly pay-per-views back in 2002, this pissed me off. This literally was just a slap in the face to me as a wrestling fan. It was dumb. It really was dumb. Fucking Dixie getting all the glory. This was all about Dixie fucking Carter. This wasn't about anyone else. This was a glory hogging experience for Dixie fucking Carter. This is some shit Jeff Jarrett would book. Ugh. And this ended fucking Impact. And let me just tell you, I did not like this episode of Impact whatsoever. I didn't. I just didn't like this episode whatsoever. Sue me. So what? I didn't like one episode of Impact, even though for the past 3 weeks I have been more than positive about TNA Wrestling, besides some of their stupid booking when it comes to the main event scene. Oh yeah, fuck yeah. I'm such a TNA hater, right? No, it's called being a fucking reviewer. I'm sorry, this show was bland. It was boring. There was nothing entertaining throughout the whole show. It just wasn't. You have a random-ass Monsters Ball match for whatever fucking reason. You know, yeah, was it a good match? Sure, but it goes more than just good in ring. What is this accomplishing for Bram or Abyss? Where is Bram going to be after this? Where is Abyss going to be after this? Is the feud over? We get no fucking explanation. Yeah, we got a fatal four-way knockouts title match on deck, but really, in all honesty, it's featuring the same 4 fucking knockouts that we have seen in TNA for how many plus years? It's the same people. It's not anyone new. What happened to Brittany? What happened to this young TNA knockout star that you guys were bringing to this company in Brittany? Oh, she just randomly disappeared after getting her ass beat by Madison Rayne 3 weeks ago. The X Division? Like I said, I don't even know if I should be happy Samoa Joe's champion or be pissed off that he's champion. I feel like he should be in the world title scene, not fucking wasting his time in the X Division. We're just going to get, what, X Division matches that between guys that we have seen already in 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, when those guys were actually in their prime and good, and now they're just like in their mid-30s and they're not really moving as well as they used to, and we're just going to say, oh, it's great wrestling just because we barely see good in-ring action nowadays? Ugh. I'm sorry. I am really sorry. If you like this episode, good for you. But for me, I just felt this episode did not progress anything whatsoever when it came down to TNA. If anything, the only highlight of this episode is finally the worst storyline in professional wrestling between Bully Ray and Dixie Carter is over. This is one of the worst storylines in professional wrestling, and finally, it's over. That's probably the only highlight of this episode of Impact for me. You know, I'm just saying. I don't know how much longer it's going to take for me to really just get it through people's heads that, you know, just because TNA is putting on great in-ring matches does not make it a great overall product. You know, they're not really succeeding in anything. If anything, they're going back to 2005 and 2006. And yeah, you know, Chase, you said you liked those years in TNA, but there's no really real progression going with this company. And really, Bobby Roode and Lashley is like the only thing that I see great progressive wise. I'm saying, wow, that's actually a progressive storyline that I cannot wait to see. But the other storylines, like really, I don't want to see Joe versus Senshi again. I'm sorry, I saw that in 2008. That was all I needed. It was fucking awesome back then. I don't need to see it fucking in 2014. I don't need to see Samoa Joe face Homicide again. I already seen that match. Like I said, like, you know, where's the guys like the Manics? Where's the guys like the DJZs? Where's those guys? Where's that guy? Where's that guy? Tigre Uno. Where are those guys for you to feature in the X Division? Why do we have to go back to the same people? You know, that's why I'm pissed off Samoa Joe is probably in the X Division, because it's just like, wow. Is this just to like fucking give, you know, a Homicide and Low-Key a paycheck and just undercut other X Division guys? I'm just saying, guys, like, you know, I get it. Some of you guys are happy with some of TNA's direction. And I understand, because the WWE right now, they ain't giving you anything to believe they're changing shit anytime soon. And I totally get it. You see TNA doing something different, and you're saying, boy, these guys are heading in the right direction. They're hitting on all cylinders, hardcore matches, and all that other crap. Just because WWE is crappy, you guys are looking at TNA right now and saying, man, they're hitting on all cylinders on this New York show. But when you look at it and you look at TNA's future, you know, some of you guys may be excited for it. Maybe you guys want to see Low-Key and Samoa Joe in another fucking match where, even though they're not going to be in their prime. Maybe you guys are excited for Samoa Joe and Homicide in another fucking match, even though they're not going to be in their prime. Maybe you guys are excited for random hardcore matches every single week on Impact. Maybe you guys are excited for seeing the same 4 knockouts. But for me personally, I'm not. I'm not excited for that crap. That's just me. Because I know TNA can do better. You could call me being harsh on this episode, being too harsh on TNA, but it's not. I'm not. If anything, I've been much more nicer to TNA in the past 2 weeks than most people have when it comes down to it. That's all I got to say about it. I just didn't really see any progression going into this show. This show did not make me really excited for, you know, what's to come for TNA. That's just me. If you like this show, comment down below why you like this show. You're not going to change my opinion, but I hope I didn't change your opinion if you did like this show. I hope I didn't change your opinion, because I come on here to give my opinion to you guys. And I like hearing your guys' opinion towards me. So comment down below why you like this show, if you liked it. If you didn't like the show like me, comment down below why you didn't like this show. Remember to give this video a thumbs up, and, you know, follow me on Twitter. Check out my website, chillinwithchase.com. Anyways, guys, I am out of here. Hope you guys enjoy your day. Peace.